Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going for a drive to find a pet shop. My girlfriend wanted to check out some hamsters and stuff. Unfortunately we didn't find any, so for you who wants to see any hamsters, you don't have to sit through this video. It's a pretty nice day for a drive. It's a little bit cloudy and not too hot. So let's go. So we had checked online for some places that might be selling hamsters. There doesn't seem to be any real pet shops like we have back home in Sweden. They have everything in one place. But we will see what we can find. Here we have one of the guards doing his rounds. Been driving around the neighborhood to see that everything is okay. Hello, sir. Still nothing been made about this road. It really needs a new top coat or whatever you call it to make it nice and smooth. So I had a viewer that wanted me to talk about my decision to move here to the Philippines and how it came about and what my family back home thought about it and that kind of stuff. So that is gonna be the major theme for this drive and talk, or what we should call it. So if that is interesting to you, stay tuned. For new viewers, when you come up here to the gate, to go to the left, you go to San Miguel. To the right, we go towards Iloilo and Manduria Plaza. And just here to the right, we have the Pepsi plant here in Iloilo. So, how come I'm living in the Philippines today? Well, I early in life decided that working all the way to 65, 67 was not for me. I wanted to be able to do traveling and all that stuff before I got too old. People that's growing up today, they can do traveling and stuff before they really do their career moves, taking their steps on the career ladder. Or people can even be doing traveling and vlogging as a profession. That wasn't the thing back in the 80s, 90s when I was getting to that age. So that is the reason I wanted to live abroad in some kind of tropical country, because I can take it with all the cold and the snow and the darkness back home in Sweden half of the year. So that was the main reason I wanted to live somewhere else than Sweden. So why the Philippines? Well, the main reason, it is an English-speaking country. So if you don't have a local partner that speaks the local language, it is still easy for you to make yourself understood and get what you need. So that is absolutely the main reason. I could live in Thailand or Vietnam or wherever, but then I have to live in the more touristy parts to have anybody that speaks English, and then it gets more expensive. I mean, all of the Philippines, pretty much anywhere you go, there is people that can speak English with you, so that is the main plus for the Philippines. Here we're coming up to the main entrance of the Savannah subdivision. So, how did I end up here at just in my early 50s? Well, that was COVID. For me, COVID was both a blessing and a curse. We can start with the curse. It was affecting our company I was working on. so badly we had to let people go, and unfortunately I was one of those. So that was the curse. So being let go from my workplace made me do some thinking and calculation. And the blessing in all this was that during COVID, everybody wanted to work from home and needed bigger places to stay, and that made the property prices go really high. And since I had a house that was newly built in 2005, it was about 15 years old at this time, very close to the center of Gothenburg. I could get a really good price if I was to sell it. Since I already have started my calculations many years ago, I could finally see that if I were to sell the house, I would be able to live off the money I would make on the house, and hopefully some returns from the stock market until I had to get my pension at 65 or 67. So realizing that if I move to a cheaper country like the Philippines, where it is about half price to living in Sweden, I would be able to sustain myself until I could take my pension. So that was kind of the process in making the move. Unfortunately, when I was ready to make the move in summer of 2021, the Philippines were closed for tourism. They didn't open up until spring in 22. So what to do? I have already sold my house and needed some place to go. So I went to Mexico. They were open and didn't have any restrictions on traveling. So I lived in Mexico, in Playa del Carmen, on fall of 2021. And then I got home to Sweden and celebrated Christmas and all that. After celebrating Christmas with my family, I went to Singapore. Why Singapore? Well, it is close to the Philippines, and as a European citizen, I get 90 days of visa when I get there. And my girlfriend, we had already met a few years before, just a week here and a couple of days there. She was working there as an OFW, overseas Filipino worker, and yeah, it was still COVID restrictions, and they didn't have that much tourism yet. So I was able to get a good deal on a room there for 3 months. So that's why I got to Singapore. Unfortunately, when I got there just before New Year's Eve, they had arrival testing for COVID. And my first night there, at 3 a.m., they called me and said, "Sir, you have tested positive. You had to stay in your room for 12 days, I think it was." So that was a good start for my Singapore trip. So I missed out all of the New Year's celebration, and I wanted to see all the Christmas lights and stuff. But at the time I was released from my quarantine, all of that was gone. So I lived there for 3 months, and during that time the signs were coming that the Philippines are going to open up for business again. So we discussed it, me and my girlfriend, and she said I will stop working here in Singapore and go back with you to the Philippines. Here we're coming up to the Anka overpass, or flyover, as they call it here. They have opened it up extra during the Christmas, longer opening hours for vehicles. And as far as I know, after Christmas and New Year's, they're gonna close it down and start the renovations on the bad parts. As always, there's some traffic here. Today we're gonna pass through and go towards Haro, actually. To the left is City Mall Pavia, for those who doesn't know. So we went to Manila. I have rented an Airbnb for a month in Mandaluyong. During our month there, I got accustomed to the Philippines, and I also applied for my SRRV. So SRRV means Special Resident Retirees Visa. You have to deposit a sum of US dollars into a bank account that has to be there during your time you live here in the Philippines, and then you're a resident here. You get an ID card and all that. There is different levels of this, but depending on if you are a veteran or other things, so you have to check that out for what it means for you and how much it costs you. But it is a nice one, especially if you're not married. This is your visa. You're not dependent on anybody else. You're just dependent on your money, of course. Philippines, money talks. So after this month, my visa is done and everything. I went back home to Sweden to celebrate my dad's 80th birthday and visit my kids again. Which takes us to the next subject. What did my friends and family think about me moving to the Philippines? Well, I have a really small family. It's just me and my kids, and my brother and my father. My father, he didn't quite seem to understand the concept of moving abroad. He has probably never thought about that as a thing to do. But he didn't say yay or nay. He was, okay, that's interesting. And my brother thought it was a cool thing to do, although he would never do it himself. He's not that adventurous as he says. And my kids, they said that was a cool thing to do, so they want to come and visit, and probably they will come here in the next year to visit. We will see about that. Perhaps there will be a video about that in the future. Now we're coming up to the next intersection here. We have a traffic light here, and it's usually a lot of traffic here. See how it looks today? Yep, it is traffic. See what we can do. Can we do any sneaky driving here? I know my backseat driver doesn't like this, but if I can, I will do. Oh, there's an excavator over there. Let's see if we can sneak around here. How does it look outside here? Oh, that's nice. Oh, we have a green light now. Since it's, yeah. This is Filipino driving at its finest. So, how about my friends? What did they say? Everybody was, I would like to do that. And of course, we come and visit you and make sure you have room for us and, you know, all that stuff. So far, nobody has come and visit me or any of that. And yes, you keep in contact with a few good friends, and you have a little contact over social media and stuff with some other friends. But over time, that kind of gets less and less, and that is how it is, I guess, when you're not there in physical form. Coming up here, we usually take a left to go towards the Mangas and visit the Lady of the House family, or if we go to Leganes to the market and stuff like that. I will actually post a video going to Leganes market next time. Posting a video, I think, so stay tuned for that. So overall, when talking with people about me emigrating, leaving Sweden to go to a tropical country, many people are envious and say that is something they would like to do in the future or whatever. But most of them also say that they don't have the courage to do it, because it is a big thing to leave your country back home behind and go to a new place you don't know that much about. So here we're gonna do a little shortcut. You can go straight ahead to come to the flyover and take a right. But I actually was driving on Google Maps and it said this was faster. I don't think it was, because there was some traffic on this little street, but we've never been here before, so this is new for us all. So what are the biggest pros about living here in the Philippines, if I compare to Sweden? Well, the biggest thing is the weather, I must say. Back home in Sweden at this time of year it is cold and rainy and dark, and here it is the same weather all year around, more or less. Sure, there is some rainy seasons and all that, but the temperature is about the same all year round, and for me that is the most important thing. Sure, it can be hot some days, but since I don't have to work here, it is also a big pro. I can choose when I go out in the sun and when not, so that is not a big problem. You can sit inside in your aircon during the days and go out at night or just on rainy days if you want to. So I prefer this any day towards Sweden. Although I would miss the long summer nights we have in Sweden because here it is bright between, let's say, 6 and 6, just to generalize it a bit. It is 12 hours of daylight here, any time of year. And back home in Sweden, we have daylight until 10 on summer nights, so that I miss actually. But still, the weather here is a big pro towards what we have in Sweden. Another big pro is cost of living. I can easily live here on half the cost of Sweden, and that's my type of living. You can live much cheaper and you can live much more expensive if you want to. That is up to you what kind of life you want. I had a viewer that said I pay too much for electricity and I pay too much of this and that. Yeah, I might do that in his eyes or anybody else's eyes, but to have my standard I want to have, I need this kind of budget. So it is up to you what you want to spend and what's worth it for you. I mean, if I was just eating Filipino food and bought everything on the local market, my food bill would be a lot less than what I pay today. But I like to go to SNR and buy some imported stuff, and I want to buy my expensive sausages and stuff like that. So that is what I need to be happy. So as long as it fits in my budget, I'm content with that. So how about some cons then? Well, the biggest con I can think about is the healthcare system. Back home in Sweden, you just call for an ambulance and it will be there in a couple of minutes, and a few minutes later you will be in a hospital where they take care of you. They have all the medication and all the instruments and equipment they need to help you if you have a heart attack, a stroke, or whatever. But here, the first problem is you have to get to the hospital. Usually, you don't even bother with an ambulance because they don't come, they don't have any equipment or anything. Most people I hear, they take their own car or a taxi or a tricycle to get to the hospital. And then you get to the hospital and you can't be sure they have the medication they need to treat you. I read about an expat that had a stroke, came to the hospital and need his medication they use for a stroke. Sorry sir, out of stock. They couldn't help him. And even though I have insurance and stuff, what does that help if you come to the hospital, if you can even get there, and they can't help you? That is the biggest con in my eyes. It is the healthcare system here. So we're coming up to the first stop today, up to the right here when we can pass this traffic. According to the map, there should be a pet shop, and according to their online page or Facebook page, they would be a hamster specialist. However, we couldn't even find the store. You will see here when we turn right up here. Here we are. And it said it should be on the left side here. There is an insurance company and some of that. And we're driving really slow to find this place. And according to the Google Maps, we already passed it. But since it's not always accurate, we will drive a little bit here because there is some stores and stuff. Still no pet shop, and according to the maps, we passed it a long time ago. It was just down at the other street. Yeah, this doesn't seem right. Let's turn around and go back down. See if we can find it. It should be to the right down here. It says it shared the building with the insurance company when we checked it closer on Google Maps. And then we have the insurance company here in this yellow building. Still can't see anything. There's a eatery. Very strange. We're talking all the time here to see where can we go, where should it be. Can she see anything? Can I see anything? So finally we said let's just stop here and she can get off the bike and see if we can find it. So I just turn right here and stop right by the light here. So she finally found it. It was inside, behind the eatery or behind the Sari Sari store there. They had no hamsters though, he said, out of stock as usual. And that is our next con, out of stock. So back home in Sweden you get with your grocery list and you go to the store and you buy what you need on the grocery list. That's almost every time you can get everything you need, or close to it anyway. But here in the Philippines you come to the store and you get half of what you need, especially if you need a special brand or something like that. You can come to the store, you want Pepsi Max, not available sir, but we have Coke Zero. Okay, so you buy a Coke Zero and next time you come and oh, this Coke Zero, that was yummy, so I think I will continue drinking Coke Zero. Sorry sir, out of stock, you need to buy Pepsi Max because that's the one we have today. That is a problem here, that if you really like something, you have a special brand you really need, better stock up when you find it in the store, so you have a stash back home. So one thing that is both a pro and a con is the traffic. The con is that it might be a little bit congested, it takes some time, they don't follow the traffic rules. The pro is you don't have to follow the traffic rules. So you can do a little bit sneaky and cut through the lanes and stuff on your bike so you can get ahead. I know it's not technically legal, but people are doing it, and since I feel like a Filipino now, I will do a sneaky when I can. I tried to go beside this bus here, but unfortunately there was a real sidewalk and I am not that much Filipino yet. I do not drive on the sidewalks. I have seen it being done, but yeah, that's not for me. That I draw the line there actually. Of course there is a lot of small cons here in the Philippines. One is the power company. You have a lot of blackouts or brownouts. I don't know if I dare to say this, but the last month we actually didn't have any interruptions in our power supply. But a few months before that we had several every week. And I actually invested in a battery backup to run my internet and TV and some other stuff, so I have something to do and can run the fans, of course, when it's too hot. So that's a little bit of a con, actually, the power supply here. We had to stop here to do some Googling on where to go. Googling done, let's continue on. For those who doesn't know, we are towards Haro Plaza now. We will come down there momentarily. Another con compared to Sweden is the tap water. Here in our subdivision it is not potable, and it is sometimes kind of smelly, and if you take a glass and fill it with water and let it sit there, there will be a lot of sediment in the bottom of the glass. Also, if you have a dripping faucet or something, the floor or anything that water drops on will have this coloration. It is okay to shower, and I brush my teeth in it, and we wash our dishes, and I haven't gotten sick. But back home in Sweden, you just drink it straight from the tap, and I kind of miss that. Although we buy water on a bottle, of course, 25-liter bottles getting delivered to our door for 25 pesos a bottle. So not a big deal, but since we're talking pros and cons, that is a con. Some pros again then. When ordering food, we have Grab food here. We come delivered on a bike. It is very cheap compared to Sweden, especially the delivery charge. It is free or just 60, 70 pesos for delivery if it's far away. And since the weather here is always hot and nice, the food is almost every time is really hot and nice delivered. So that's a pro. There is a lot of things that is good and bad here, of course, as it is in Sweden. There is good and bad things as well. So for me, the pros are easily outweighing the cons to be here in the Philippines. But that is for me. If there is a thing that I'm not even getting annoyed about or even realize it is a problem, for some other person that might be a deal breaker. They can never live with this kind of interruption in their lifestyle. If it is traffic, if it is cost, if it is availability of stuff, that might be a deal breaker for you. So here we are at Haro Plaza. We're gonna go left here as usual. If you continue straight up, you get to Robinson Haro. But today we're gonna try something different. So we're gonna take a left here around the plaza and go up towards La Paz. Then of course I had the advantage of having my Filipina girlfriend with me when I came to the Philippines. That is very nice to have someone who speaks the local language, because when you do some of the technical stuff like getting your bank accounts and stuff, that might be a little bit hard to do in English sometimes, depending on the staff on the bank, if they are good in English or not. And of course, as for me as well, since I'm not a native English speaker, my English is by no means perfect, but having a Filipina girlfriend that could help us translate, and she is good in English since she's been living in Singapore and talking English for 7 or 8 years. So that is a big help. Also, when it came to get our apartments and stuff, it's much easier that she does the talking without them knowing that she has a white boyfriend, because white boyfriends means lots of money, and it might be. I must say I haven't been subjected that much to the skin tax, as they call it here in Iloilo. It was a little bit more when we were in Manila, especially when you went to the market there. If I was in the picture, it instantly got a little bit more expensive. But here in Iloilo, I would say I haven't been scammed as far as I know because of my skin color. Although to avoid the possibility of being scammed, when we are ordering services like aircon, cleaning and stuff like that, my Filipina partner does the call or the messaging in her language to avoid the possibility for them to know that, oh, here's a foreigner involved, it's my time to make some money. So, as I said before, so far, I don't think we have been scammed because of my skin color. But when I have a service made, I always tip them a little bit extra just to be able to use them again. And so far they have actually not raised the prices when we have aircon cleaning or an electrician or plumber coming. So so far so good. So having a Filipina partner to help me to get settled here in the Philippines has been a really good thing. I would guess coming here alone, it would take a bit longer time to get accustomed to all the things here. And if I have any trouble with communicating, I can just send her there, and she will talk on their language, Tagalog or Ilonggo. So yeah, that is making my life much easier, and it's also easier to get more involved in the culture about food and that kind of stuff, because when you get to a restaurant and you look at the menu, you don't even know what it is that they are serving actually sometimes. But you can explain, yeah, this is pork and this and this is that. So also that is a good help when you want to find out what you want to eat, because many of the smaller local restaurants, they just have the name of the dish and it doesn't say if it's pork or chicken or anything. So that's another pro to have a Filipino partner. I would recommend it. And since we are talking about partners, if you come here as a single foreigner, you don't have to be single for long if you don't want to. There is always Filipinos that are looking for partners, especially foreigner partners. That is a touchy subject for many people, the age gap and the poor versus rich and all that stuff. I won't get into that much more here. We have an age gap in our relationship. It's about 14 years. So not a huge one, but big enough for some people to raise their eyebrows when you talk about it. So perhaps that should be another video. We talk about the pros and cons about foreigner versus Filipino. Let me know in the comments what you think about it and if we should talk about it in another video. Another stop for some more Googling. It is not that easy to find the place we want to go. My viewer also asked me about homesickness. I don't really get homesick. I miss some of the food items I would eat in Sweden, especially when we come up towards Christmas as now. Our Swedish Christmas food I really miss here. It's not available here in Iloilo as far as I know. Some of the herring and stuff like that is available on IKEA in Manila. And there is a store chain that called Santi's Delicatessen that has some of the herring and other Christmassy stuff, but they just have branches in Manila and Cebu, I think. I would love for them to come here to Iloilo, but that is about it for homesickness. Of course, I can miss some people. That is one thing. But that is specific people. I don't really say that I would miss the Swedish people per se. Although I have a neighbor, yeah, he was a neighbor, he moved to another subdivision a few months ago, who is Swedish, and we have met up a couple of times, had some beers and talked a little bit. And yeah, it is nice to talk Swedish to another person live. I do talk on video chats and over phone calls, but that is not the same thing actually. But I wouldn't say I am homesick yet. It's been about 17 months, so that might change. But I was home this summer to visit the family and that, so I think I would be good. I will try to visit my family or have the family come here once a year or so. That would be nice, I would think. Here we are at La Paz Plaza. As I said last time we drove past here, doing some renovations here, but it is a really big plaza actually. So to conclude, the part of moving to the Philippines is, for me, it has been a really nice thing to do, a nice experience to have. And as far as I feel at the moment, I won't be getting back to Sweden anytime soon. We will see when the years pass and I get older and perhaps get some illnesses and stuff that would be easier to take care of back home. But for now, I am very happy to be here, and I hope to be for many, many years. What is happening in here? Oh, the cab just flashes the headlights. Please move out of my way. I'm going past here. That's how we do it here in the Philippines. The next place we are going to said on their Facebook page they are specialized in hamsters and hamster care. It is located in the middle of a little barangay here. So we will see some places we have never been in before. Neither me or you as my viewers. So this will be interesting. So most of the things I've been talking about was from a comment from Mr. Just Asking. At least I think it is a Mr. I hope he is satisfied with my answers for my subjects today. If not, please let me know in the comments. I find it hard to know what to talk about in these videos. Every person is different and have different needs and wants. And if you have any needs or wants, please let me know in the comments. A question, a topic you want to know more about, or something like that, I will try to answer either in the comments or even make a video and talk about it when we're driving somewhere. So don't be shy, please use the comments or email me. You can find the email on my channel page. So this trip is taking us into some barangays we have never been in before. We are following Google Maps to go to the place that the backseat driver had found for us to check out. We are taking a left here and getting into a barangay, a neighborhood here in Iloilo. So this is how the regular neighborhoods here in Philippines, or at least here in Iloilo, looks like. We usually don't go into these places because we don't have any specific needs to be here. It is mostly residential, and they have their own small shops and stuff. I don't think there is any big commercial chains in here. It is just local shops, mom and pop shops, as you say. And roads are not that well maintained. She said that we are close now, please stop and let me off so I can walk and see if I can find it. So she asked an uncle about where it might be and she waved me to follow her. It seems to be that house to the right there, the pink peach color house up to the right. Come on, she says, so let's go. Here it seems to be. She said that wasn't that nice. It was dirty and a lot of dog poop and stuff in the entrance. So we actually stopped looking for hamsters now and said, let's go home. I thought there is no need to use Google Maps to find our way out from this neighborhood. I mean, how hard can it be? It turns out it is very hard, and I'm just freebasing it now to see if I can find a bigger road that might lead us out of here. But we will see in a while that that didn't work. I had to use Google Maps. But for now you can just enjoy the views of the neighborhood. So are we going straight or right or left? Let's go right. It looks like a bigger road. There we have a guy selling something. Honk honk. Yeah, seems like bigger roads here. Let's take a left. Nice old wheelish Jeep there to the right. Well, the road kind of narrows here. Whoops, seems like the road is ending here, so let's turn around and go back up on the better roads. Let's see where we come if we go straight here instead. Seems like a little bit bigger houses here on this street. Road markings, this must be a bigger road. Not much room here, but we made it past. And then the road kind of just disappears. So it's time to use our Google Maps now. Hello. So, home is chosen and away we go. Back the same way we came. Hello doggies. So it is really easy to get lost inside of these neighborhoods. It kind of all looks the same. It's narrow streets and yeah, it is not that easy as one could think to get the way back if you don't go the same way back as you came. And it will turn out that following this track is how you get out. But I'm using Google Maps just to be safe. You can see the streets aren't that good in this area. That was really close, his leg there. seems like we are leaving the neighborhood now. Much bigger houses and lots out here. I don't really like those speed bumps. You can't quite see them, especially if you're driving a little bit faster. It is the same color as the road itself, so need to watch out. Lots of trash in this area. Sad to see, I think. That is, we have talked about it in some other videos, that is a problem here in the Philippines. People are not taking care of the trash. And as far as I have heard, in many places there isn't even any garbage service. There is no truck that comes around and picks up your stuff. In our subdivision we have a garbage truck is coming twice a week. It costs us about 500 pesos every month to avail of that service. It's an out gate. Guess it has been a subdivision, or is a subdivision. Perhaps the nicer houses there was part of a subdivision. If anyone knows, you can let me know in the comments. So this is part of the coastal road. We have driven here before. We will go back home now, come up to our road soon. To the left here you go down to La Paz, and if you continue this way here, finally we'll get out to Dumangas and all that stuff we have been before. Unfortunately, my GoPro battery is soon finished, out of juice. So I will take this opportunity to thank everybody who've been watching. Thank you very much. And if you have any wants and needs, please let me know in the comments. Have some subjects or questions we can talk about in upcoming videos. As usual, let me know in the comments. And please, everyone, have a nice day. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.